What's going on, you guys? We are coming to you today with a Legion unboxing of the T47 Air Speeder, otherwise known as the Snowspeeder. We're gonna unbox this classic, iconic thing. This is the one thing that one of the few things I always wanted in X-Wing that I don't think we're ever going to get, because X-Wing is strictly non-atmospheric, even though I don't think that makes sense because we could totally have these guys in X-Wing. But anyway, all right, this is a top opening box. Great looking boxes, by the way. I think I've been saying that all along. There's going to be on the base, and we're going to open this thing up. And first thing I notice, we're going to have, it's a tray, so we can keep all of our stuff right in there. And then the cool thing is you also have a little box in here that you can do nothing with. Okay, now we are going to have some instructions. These are going to be important because there's a lot more assembly for these type of expansions than in most other FFG games. So we've got ourselves a stand right here. It's an interesting looking stand. Okay. And we've got a bunch of little weapons and pieces right here. And then we've got the base piece right here. We're going to pull all these out. We've got a big base here, and we've got the cards, and we'll look at the cards last. We'll look at the mini first. No, actually, no, we'll do the cards first. Let's do the mini last. All right. So our cardboard, we've got ourselves our token, which just fell down because I'm dropping everything. Here it is. So that's our heavy. And then our token right here. All right. We've got some, if we get damaged or any of those stuff, if we get too much damage on us, we can get those tokens as well. We've got dodge, and we have got our aim token, and of course our proofs of purchase, because we need those. And it's funny how it gives you extra damage tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course you couldn't take 8. All right, so here's our T47 Air Speeder Card. We've got Armor, Arsenal 2, Cover 1, Immune to Blast and Immune to Melee, and Speeder 2. While moving, ignore terrain that is height 2 or lower. When you activate, perform a compulsory move. So there's a lot of questions about Speeder 1 versus Speeder 2. The number is only the height of terrain that you can ignore. You're still going to do a compulsory move of your maximum speed, so you still have to do a Speed 3 move, even though you're Speeder 2 in this case. We've got our weapon here as 1 to 3, 3 red, 3 black, fixed front with impact 3, white defense die, but we do have defensive surge, which is a little better than not having it. No offensive surge though, so our attack isn't super strong. 7 hull, 5 resilience, pilot, hard points, and calm. And let's see, let's look at our hard points. Since we have Arsenal 2, we probably want to equip 1 weapon at least. So we got the Modoc, power harpoon, 1 through 2, impact 1, fixed rear, tow cable. You can make somebody pivot, so we'll turn them sideways, causing them to have to take an action to try to repivot and go the right way. This could mess up a speeder or something like that. Especially, this could really mess up, let's see, a vehicle. After a vehicle is wounded by an attack that includes this weapon, perform a pivot with that vehicle. This would actually be really, really good against another Snowspeeder, because they have to do that compulsory move. If somebody happens to be close to the edge and you hit them, you turn them towards facing the edge, they're going to fly off the board next turn. AX-100 ground buzzer. This, I think, is the better of the 2 weapons. We've got fixed rear, 4 black dice, range 1 to 2, and it's only 20 points. Well, it's 20 points, but it's a lot of black dice. We got Wedge as our pilot. I wish X-Wing had pilot cards instead of, all the different other stuff. Never mind. But Wedge lets you get a full pivot, and it's free action, but you have to exhaust him to do it. We also get long range comlink and comms jammer. Now, comms jammer is one of those cards that is going to come in all the vehicle expansions, but not in the core set. So, like, if you maybe wanted to get like the speeder bike expansion, you're also going to get a copy of this in there. If you want to get an ATRT, you're also going to get a copy of this in there, supposedly. So Comm Jammer, 15 points, and this will stop enemy units at range 1 that cannot be issued orders unless they are issuing an order to themselves. So let's take a look at the Snowspeeder model. So the first thing I want to draw your attention to here is the base. The base is pretty big, and it may not look as big compared to this. This is a moderately sized model, but the base is a large base. This is an ATRT base right next to it. Smaller than that, we have the speeder bike base, and then smaller than that, we have our trooper bases. So, you know, this is just to give you some point of reference, just how big they are. Like, I'm gonna put all these trooper bases around it so you can just see how big that base is. So it's a pretty large base. And there's gonna be some jokes about being all about that base, right? So that will get glued on there, and then this will go into here pretty easy. And it doesn't look like you even have to glue that in, so you can just kind of set it on there for right now. Of course, that's asking for disaster. So let's take a look at, we've got our instructions right here. Let's take a look at some of the other pieces. We've got our guns that can go right here on the top. Now, I don't suggest gluing these in yet because you'll probably want to paint it before you stick the guns in, because trying to paint underneath the guns would be difficult. And then, of course, they're screwy right there. I don't have them in straight all the way there. But we've got all kinds of other little pieces. We've got hatches that can go on there, or they can go up. Let me see here. And then we've got them under. Do we have them underneath too? It looks like we have them underneath as well. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and we have different weapons too. So we have for the back, and this is the cool part about this. We can choose if we want this gun in there. See, like so, or we can choose if we want this gun in there. Like so. And I honestly, look, which one is which? I think I think we could probably reference the card, but I mean, they're very similar. And I don't know if it's going to be one of those deals where if you have this equipped, you have to have that weapon in there, because they look like they'll go in there fairly easy enough. But look, we've got all these tiny little pieces, so I'm going to try and glue some of it together. All right, so now I've glued everything on, well, almost everything on. I still have one piece or two pieces I haven't glued on yet, but basically we put this part in on each of these sides that's going to hold the flaps up, and we've glued these pieces on, and then these clamps that are kind of lowering those for steering. I just placed, this one is the ground buzzer, the harpoon is the other one. Of course, it says it right on the instructions. That one's the harpoon. Let's see, there we go. And one of the things I'm not going to do right now is glue this piece on. And the reason is I want to paint, and this is one of those top panels, and you know, and so if I put this on and I glue it here, I'm going to have a real hard time painting this, because this is the guts and the machinery and stuff underneath, and that shouldn't be the same color as the outer panels. So I'm going to want to get in here with like black and grays and stuff, and then figure out what color I'm going to do for the top. So, but what it would look like, basically, is this. Can you see my hand on there, like holding it up? It'll look like that, and that's like basically when the brakes are on. Now you have the option of just not putting this piece in here at all, and then putting this one straight down on there. So whenever I get a second one, I will probably I might consider doing them that way. And then, of course, at the same time, you could do a variation. You could have one closed and the other one open, and that would be kind of cool as well. I'm not sure I'm gonna do that, but yeah. So here it is. Let's see, get it in there. Snowspeeder, gonna look cool. Oh, let's put these in here too. I'm not gluing them for a little while either. They have a very specific. See, I tried to put them in before. See, these don't want to go in. They want to go all crooked. I might have to do the hot water trick with these things. Oh, it just doesn't want to go in there very well. All right. But I think it'll look much better after it's painted. I'm not a big fan of regular gray models. This one's intimidating, though, because I've seen some really, really good paint jobs for it. There we go. Oh, it won't get in there. Doesn't like that stand. Well, it wants to be glued on that stand, I think. There we go. But yeah, that one really wants to be. Let's size it up against some other stuff. Here, let's put Darth Vader underneath. A speeder bike underneath right there. That's kind of a good size comparison. I do have another round of the giveaway going on right now. Just so you guys know, if you want to win an expansion of your choice in the form of a $20 Cool Stuff gift card, all you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. Yes, and I announce those usually at the end of most of my videos, so if you're a winner, you'll have to watch till the end to find out. But yeah, it's and I do those pretty frequently, so make sure you click that bell for alerts too. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think down in the comments below. And make sure make sure you are playing Legion, or if you're not, if you got any questions, I'm gonna be having a lot more videos for Legion coming out very, very soon. So make sure you stay tuned, and thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.